Hey, what up everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you with the Attitude Era Volume 2 Blu-ray release today. Honestly, I was really surprised to get this in the mail today. Thank you to Amazon Prime for coming through. In the clutch, there he is, the man right there, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Let me tell you a story about how I got this for $7.51. Honestly, I gotta extend out mega props to the people over there at WWE DVD News, otherwise known as now Wrestling DVD News now. I always will call you WWE DVD News, that's just me. But honestly, over there, they got a great staff of people. Somebody tipped this off. I believe it was none other than Mark at Mark D _ again, one of the best guys out there. He's always giving hot tips. He was giving a little bit of a tip out there saying that basically Amazon had listed this under the wrong listing price, and Amazon always is 100% guaranteed with their pre-sale prices. So basically, their mistake was my gain. There's my items ordered, the Attitude Era Volume 2. I honestly thought when I ordered this, I was only going to get the DVD, but there's this low price of $6.95 plus tax, bringing this to $7.51. No coupons, no discounts, no nothing, just their fuck up, my gains. Yeah, come on. Ain't nothing wrong with that, right, people? Right there, this is going to be Stone Cold Steve Austin, Attitude Era. This was a big release a few years ago, Volume 1. But they're hitting it again. Whoa, the disc looks like really cool. They honestly come up looking like a PlayStation game used to back in the day. I don't really like the writing. It reminds me of something that Val Venus would write, seminal fluid. But I do like just that sort of raw logo, just Volume 2. Disc 1, Disc 2, one in red, one in black. Blu-ray release for only $6.95. I know that Jim got this today. Bought his at Best Buy. I think he said on Twitter it cost him $30, $29.99 or something close to that. If I press the link over here, I can't believe it. Amazon, for some reason, is not coming through in the clutch. They want $40 for this. Their WWE prices have gone through the roof. I can only hope that this is due to their, I guess you can say the new WWE people that are carrying their DVDs. The last few prices ever since WrestleMania 30 have just been astronomical, and that's one of the reasons why I haven't been buying and haven't been collecting as much. That and the network has basically just put everything underwater. No documentary this time. That was my one knock that was on the Attitude Era Volume 1. Only a 30-minute doc talking about all those guys that were great. But then again, you do have, the greatest superstars of the 90s, greatest superstars of the 2000s. You can go through and you can watch those, and they have little documentaries on those, even though they're major cuts from other DVDs that have been released throughout time. But right there, as you're reading, see if I can clear that up a little bit. There we go. We got the Slammy Awards for Miss Slammy's Sonny versus Marlena. The Funkettes. We got Owen Hart versus Shawn Michaels from Monday Night Raw. Then you got New Age Outlaws versus Cactus Jack and Chainsaw Charlie. That would be the debut of the new DX after WrestleMania. Of course, that's New Age Outlaws winning the titles back in a cage match, I do believe. I could be wrong. No, it's January. Fuck me. I don't know what I'm talking about. The Rock versus Ken Shamrock at the Royal Rumble of '98. Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Mr. McMahon on Monday Night Raw. Then we go to Owen Hart and the Legion of Doom versus the New Age Outlaws and Triple H on Monday Night Raw. DX takes over New York. Falls Count Anywhere, #1 contenders match. We got Mankind versus Kane. Sable versus Jacqueline. Val Venus and Taka Michinoku taking on Kai and Tai. Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Ken Shamrock. If that's a Monday Night Raw match, honestly, in my mind, that was one of the best Monday Night Raws that I can ever remember. That was one of the first times I can ever remember picking up the phone and calling people, saying, this is the main event. I mean, we've seen Stone Cold Steve Austin take on a lot of guys, but Ken Shamrock is the world's dangerous man, and if anybody's going to beat Austin, it's going to be Shamrock. I'm marked out for that match before it happened. Al Snow versus Sergeant Slaughter in a boot camp match. Al Snow gets a contract if he wins. Edge and Gangrel, D'Lo Brown, Jeff Jarrett, Draws, and Mark Mero. 6-man elimination, #1 contenders match for the European title. That's got to be good. Rock versus X-Pac. Godfather and Val Venus versus Mark Henry and D'Lo. Triple H versus Edge. That should be a really good match. I don't know anything about that, but I'm honestly thinking that that's on here. That's gonna be good, and that's 1999, so that's before he was really on the map yet. Austin versus Kane, career on the line. Hardcore Holly versus Badass Billy Gunn. Big Show versus Triple H and The Rock. Why is that a handicap match? That doesn't make much sense. Then we got Goldust versus Godfather. Hardy Boys versus Edge and Christian. We got casket match. Rock versus Undertaker. Jeff Jarrett versus Test. That's a match from Heat. You can't go wrong with that. I was always a fan of Heat. Back in the day, honestly, Heat was a show that mattered. As much as it matters more than SmackDown does today, I can tell you that much. Is that a CM Punk piss? That's looking pretty weird. Then you got Acolytes versus Kane and X-Pac. We got Mark Henry sex therapy sessions. I can't go wrong with that. Mark Henry and Mae Young get a room. Kurt Angle versus Chris Jericho versus Taz. Triple threat match for the European Championship. That's when Taz mattered, because that's early 2000. Chris Jericho versus Kurt Angle. Eddie Guerrero versus Dean Malenko. Lita versus Ivory versus Jacqueline. Briscoe versus Holly. Evening gown match. Oh, good God. I can't tell what that is underneath there. Flip over. BluRay matches, exclusive. We got Undertaker attends his parents' funeral. Number one contenders match, Kane and Mankind versus Owen Hart and The Rock. Golga versus Mark Merrow. Al Snow versus Road Dogg. Stone Cold Steve Austin versus The Rock. Gangrel and Christian versus Draws, Prince and Albert. Triple H versus McMahon. Isn't that where... I think that's the match where actually McMahon wins the championship from Triple H. Mark Henry and Mae Young double date. The APA opens their doors. Triple H versus Chris Jericho, last man standing, fully loaded of 2000. All aboard, driving with Mr. Long. Ice Cube. Damn, look at that outfit. National news. Weird. Okay, then we'll go to the back here. Checking this bad boy out. Attitude Era Volume 2. Of course, we got Kane and Paul Bear. We got Mankind and McFoley. Oh, you didn't know? 30 unfiltered matches ranging from WWE Championship bouts to rare classics from Raw, SmackDown, Heat, and more. The entire once-in-a-lifetime cast, from the rebellious to the demonic, the iconic, and just plain weird. Delicious divas breaking WWE's hearts and boundaries. Vignettes talking into the APA office, behind the walls of Jericho, aboard the Godfather's Ho Train, and much more. You can't go wrong. I mean, all of this for only, what was it, $8, $7.51, whatever it was. Thank you, let's get the name right, at Mark D, with some underscores on there. And then also, of course, everybody's favorite, WrestlingDVDnews.com. Attitude Era Volume 2. What a steal. Only $8. Peace out.